Hey everyone, today I'll be finishing up my miter station. I kind of forgot that I was pretending to be a YouTuber here, so I already cut off the end of my exhaust port, the dust collector port there. This bad boy. Hung over too far, and just trying to make it a little bit more compact. Um, just trying to get the miter saw. It's going to hang over a little bit, but want to be able to basically butt this last piece up against the wall. Yeah, the front part there is going to hang over a little bit no matter what. So just trying to make it a little shorter there. Going to drill the hole here for the dust hose. Drop everything down there. Run the hose through the hole here. This is super fun trying to deal with the hose that I already attached and lift up the miter saw. But you get it in place here. And I gotta feed the power cord through as well. Just get it out of the way. Next, I'm going to be screwing down my miter saw. I was going to bolt it initially, but didn't have long enough bolts like I thought I did. This will actually make it really simple to move if I need to as well, so it's fine with me. Just testing it out, make sure everything works well. It appears like something here is stuck. So I gotta get back there and see what's going on, seeing what's catching. At first I thought it was the hose catching on the hole that drops down, but it looks like maybe this is now too big to fit through there. So I'm gonna have to take this off and see what's going on here. Oh yeah, there it is. Where the connection there, the dust hose itself is too big to fit through the allotted hole there, so we're gonna have to take that off. Now if you take a look here, you can see that the hole is basically just big enough for the size that the dust collector there is. So we gotta find a way to use the part it came with that I already cut off. We gotta figure out how to use that there. So I think this is how I'm gonna work it. I'm gonna stick this converter onto the dust hose, and then I'm gonna connect that little adapter piece to the original. So let's go ahead and see if we can make that work. I mean, I don't call this channel Making It Up for nothing. I'm also going to cut off some of the excess at the back there. I mean, because that was the original purpose. I don't want this to be as long as that. So cut it off a little bit. It'll always save me an inch and a half or two. Now I'm going to mark off where I'm going to cut my circle here in order to attach the adapter. And there we are. You can see right there. Initially, I tried to use a Forstner bit because that'd be easy, but it kept catching and was real difficult there. So I got the Forstner. I already said Forstner. The oscillating tool out here and just cut it up. Oh, and I mentioned earlier, cut a couple inches off the back there just to complete my original purpose was to just shorten it up. Now I got it all hooked up. I'm going to have to attach it on there. I'm going to use this Gorilla Glue here. Gorilla Glue is not only to attach it, but also to help see if I could seal it up, make sure there's no leaks that'll reduce the power of the suction. Clamp that up and let that dry. Once it was dry, I determined that I should just caulk it up, just to double check that there's no holes there. I also caulked up the back end, as it was a big hole. Now it's time to reattach what I cut off before, thinking it through. So hopefully I don't lose too much suction from having to reattach. But this is a duct tape from Gorilla. It actually seems really sticky and seems to seal up very well, so actually I'm not too worried about it. But as you can see, it now is the same depth as that very back of the sliding arm there. So I think original purpose has been met. Now we're going to test it out. Looks like the Gorilla Glue plus caulk didn't stick. Unfortunately, I was out of ideas. Looks like duct tape's going to win. Hopefully later I'll think of a better solution, because nobody wants to go through all this work to make something nice and then it ends up just being duct taped. Yeah, see, it seems to be holding. Obviously, the hose collector needs to be attached. And since I'm in the duct taping mood, I'm just going to screw it and duct tape that. There we go. Of course, that's not enough, so obviously at least one more strip. Can never have too much duct tape. There they go. Seems to be attached well. Seems to be flowing freely. And now let's test it out. There we go. It's working. It's not super powerful, but it's better than nothing. I also went ahead and hooked up this switch to the dust collector. I mean, it's just a shop vac underneath, but yeah, I just hooked it up to make it real simple to turn that on. And here we go, onto my next step. I'm going to be attaching this T-track into my miter station. This will allow me to put in a stop block, as well as use this open area with other T-track clamps and such. Just got to square it up, make sure it's straight. I'm going to mark out where it goes. Once I got that taken care of, I'm going to go ahead and set up a guide board. Just measuring, make sure it's lined up with that line I just made. Then we clamp that down and it'll help guide my router. Now I don't have a plunge router, so I'm going to be just gently lowering it down, and then just incrementally I'm going to keep increasing it. Apologies for my freckly elbow there in the camera. So yeah, just keep slowly whittling away at it till it's at the proper depth. Now that we got that set, we're going to give it a try, put it in there, make sure it's the right depth. As you can see, it's very tight, but looks nice and flush. Got everything set up there. Just give a little test for this. This is one of those clamps. You just set that on there and you just tighten the knob and you just keep twisting until it's tight. Just keep twisting. Keep twisting. Now I got to move that T-track over, make room for the other half. I love being able to use scraps for a purpose. Otherwise, I keep them and think I'll use them someday. So I'm glad to bang this one around and dent it and destroy it so I can throw it away when I'm done. If anybody's never tried to put metal in place somewhere tight, or just actually anything, a scrap block of wood like this is perfect. You destroy that scrap block and it keeps the other piece protected. Clean that up a little bit before I run this temporary stop block. I don't know what my final product's going to look like, but there's that. There we go. Now we can use this stop block to make continuous repeatable cuts. See, I measured out, I think, 18 inches there. And you tighten it down right where you want the length to be, and you can make the cut again and again. There you go. Perfect. Now that that's all set and I know it's in the right spot, I'm going to go ahead and screw this down. Although it is tight, when I go to tighten down the clamp, it will pull up on it and it'll make the clamp not as useful. So we got to make sure it's screwed down. I did buy these crappy clamps from Temu, so not the greatest of product, but it'll hold it down. It's a little loose, but it holds tight. And there it is. There's my finished miter saw station. Obviously, I got a little bit of finishing up to do, but that's basically it. There's a gap to the left in the cupboard there. You can see. I'm not sure quite what I'm doing. I'm gonna do something unique, I guess. Some sort of pull-out hanging thing. But yeah, this is super nice to have. It's nice and long. I could cut easily, but I'll also use it as a workstation. Yeah, that's an 8-foot board there, and so it's easily fits. And that's about it. Thanks, everyone.